This pad right here, see the regular diamond pads, a 100 grit pad is a 100 grit pad, that's it. These are self-adjusting and variable aggressiveness. So when we put a number 1 pad on a floor that's severely damaged, it'll start cutting very aggressively. As it senses the level of damage on that surface has been corrected, it'll smooth out. So it'll start off extremely aggressive, like a 50 or 100 grit. As the damage gets smoothed out and cut away, it'll actually smooth itself out and take that surface up to a 400. So this pad, step 1, is basically replacing your 50, your 100, your 200, and your 400 in one step.
You have those also for concrete?
It's the same pad.
The same pad. So same pad goes for concrete, travertine, everything.
Yeah. Now your step 2 pad, so that one's going to replace your 200, your 400, your 800. General rule of thumb, you don't ever have to do always step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, only if it needs it. So if you can see the damage or the scratches on the surface, and you can feel them with your fingernail, that's a very aggressive damage. It needs to be cut out with step 1. If you can see the damage, but you can't really feel it, the surface feels fine, maybe step 2 or 3.
Okay. So what's the difference? What's the difference then between you using those burnishing packs with those, as opposed to using the Velcro?
These, see, we have different configurations for different people. Some guys, they feel more comfortable with this. This is actually our least aggressive system. They're extremely effective, extremely fast, but they're our least aggressive system. And these are, you know, if you're comfortable with this and it works for you and you're happy, that's fine. If you want to go even faster and more aggressive, we have these. And then you would put 3 of these on the bottom of the machine instead of that pad.
What's the cost difference?
Do you need more aggressive now?
Huh?
You say this will replace 50.
Well, they do identical. It's the same thing, it's just that one is faster.
Okay, now this has 4 steps, but this has more?
Nope, same. It's identical. The only difference is the shape. And it really is a matter of personal preference. See, with this, you have this soft, fluffy pad. It has a lot of give to it. So it feels very nice and very smooth as you're using it. This is much stiffer. There's no give here. And then you put it on here, and you see squeeze that really hard. There's very little give. But when it hits some lippage that's pretty severe, and it might chip the edge of the tile, it won't, because if you heard that before, you hear that?
What about for concrete? You would actually prefer this to go with
I like these much better on the concrete.
This is a little too stiff, it's breaking.
No, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's they crack loose and they float. And the idea is, I'd rather have a little crack here than a big crack on my floor.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now here you just use 3?
Yeah, you can use 3 of those, or...
Okay, so it's more aggressive, but it'll take you a little longer because you have less surface that you're covering?
No, that's faster. That's faster because it's more aggressive. We get more transfer of the power of the machine to the floor because it's not being soaked up by that squishy pad. Or later this year, we'll come out with these. Oh, somebody sprayed it backwards. But you get the idea. 4 of these on there.
Yeah, the idea is that, you know, if you're using concrete, which is extremely hard surface, you don't want a machine
that has all this mushy
that's
give.
going to start going like this.
Yeah, for concrete it's probably better.
Something like that.
So really, it's just about personal preference. We're also this year, and I think we've gotten a lot of requests from you guys about how to get around fixtures, how to get around little tight areas, corners, edges.
What do you do with the
And so we're coming out with a little teeny tiny pad to be used on like a fine tool or one of those multi-purpose tools that just vibrates 10,000 RPMs.
Like
little tiny pads for that.
multi-hand using the vibration.
Yeah. Yeah, the little oscillating machines. Yep.
I have the machine. You want to see?
Oh, what kind is it?
They're coming up.
Let's start grinding.
Yeah.